I'm Jem Morris for The American Dream. We're going to be taking you inside of Mama's Kitchen today to speak with City Council member Todd Gloria, the founder and owner of Greater Good Realty, David Stone, and the executive director of Mama's Kitchen, Alberto Cortes. Being in Mama's Kitchen, a nonprofit organization that provides countless meals for individuals and families afflicted with HIV, AIDS, and cancer is such a blessing for us. Today, I'm joined by City Council member Todd Gloria and the owner and founder of Greater Good Realty, David Stone. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Now, Todd, I know that you work tirelessly on behalf of the homeless and those dealing with lower incomes, whether it's families or individuals. How does an organization like Mama's Kitchen help contribute to the greater good of what you're striving for and everyone else here?
Well, I think you understand that in a high cost of living environment like San Diego, many people, after they've paid their rent, don't have much left over. And that's particularly true for people who are having health crises like those who are living with HIV, AIDS, and cancer. And so Mama's Kitchen really fills that gap. And they do it in a way that's really important, certainly to help people make ends meet. But what I love about this organization is I think they really go the extra mile. It's more than a meal. It's really an experience. It's a values-led organization that really treats each of its clients like family. And so that's why I've been a long-time supporter and why I'm grateful that groups like Mama's are out there helping literally thousands of San Diegans to make it from day to day.
And 100% of the proceeds go back to Mama's Kitchen. I want to ensure our audience of that, which is so special, and the transparency of this organization. David, your business model is giving back. You have Greater Good Realty. You give 10% of your commission to charities like Mama's Kitchen. Tell us why that's so important for you.
Well, it's been important since day one. So when I opened up my brokerage 5 years ago, I wanted to make a difference to the community, and in particular make a difference to specifically local organizations in San Diego. So that's why the mission of giving back and really focusing on sort of the smaller micro charities like Mama's Kitchen and several others here in the area that I am fortunate to help assist.
And we're so grateful for that.
Thanks.
As I said earlier, you work so tirelessly on behalf of the homeless. Tell us a little bit about what's going on with the homeless community right now.
Well, it's really a challenge. You know, what I see in San Diego is not just our good weather, because there are certainly plenty of homeless people in bad weather environments, but a high cost of living, really a mental health crisis that is kind of going largely unreported. A quick factoid, over the last 8 years, mental health emergency phone calls to 911 have increased by 103%. And so whether it's the inability to make ends meet, a true mental health crisis, along with a substance abuse problem, there are huge drivers for this. And so we have seen an increase in on-street homelessness. That's offset by the fact that we're doing more than we ever have, and there's actually more people in housing or in supportive housing, which gets homeless people off the streets. But we're not keeping up with demand, and that really requires policymakers like myself to make this a priority. What I think you and everyone needs to know is that it's actually more expensive for taxpayers to leave these folks out on the streets, interacting with law enforcement, going to the emergency room, taking ambulance rides. We have to take care of this problem, not just because it's a moral imperative, but because it makes good business sense for our limited taxpayer dollars.
Absolutely. Well, Todd, thank you so much for everything you do. I know you're a very busy man. We really appreciate you coming out with us today.
My pleasure, and thanks for spotlighting Mama's Kitchen.
And David, you and I will be back with the executive director of Mama's Kitchen.
Yes.
David and I are back, and we are in the staging area, joined by the executive director of Mama's Kitchen, Alberto Cortes. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
So let's talk a little bit about the history of Mama's Kitchen. It's been around for 26 years. Tell us about how this nonprofit began.
Sure. It began at the real critical stage of the AIDS epidemic in San Diego County, when there were many people who were living and dying of AIDS, oftentimes with little or no support. And an organization like Mama's Kitchen was responding to the needs, the nutritional needs of people that oftentimes did not have any support system, and their only contact was a volunteer coming to the door and delivering food. And it's in that context that the organization came to be and has evolved into a place that is responsive to the needs of people that are sick, the nutritional needs specifically, and does so in a manner that is affirming, caring, loving. We have an amazing volunteer corps of over 850 individuals who are involved and who come from many walks of life. And so it's not just about the number of meals that we ultimately deliver, it's how we do it as well.
And you've expanded out from just the AIDS community, but to also helping people afflicted with cancer?
Correct, and we've been doing that for a number of years now. We basically have taken what we learned from taking care of people with AIDS and using that knowledge to also take care of people with cancer throughout San Diego
County. And their
County.
nutritional needs, which is so valuable.
Absolutely. You know, one of the things that we know is critical for the health and well-being of people who are sick is the need for a consistent source of nutritious food, and how that one component can really improve the prognosis and long-term well-being.
As said in the tagline, which I believe is nourishing the soul one heart at a time.
Yes.
Let's talk about the way Mama's Kitchen makes their money to support 3 meals a day for thousands of men, women, and children. You have a big fundraiser coming up, the Pie in the Sky.
Yes, we do. I think it's important to know that the folks that are receiving services from Mama's Kitchen never get a bill from us. Our services are free of charge, but they do cost money to provide, and this is where the San Diego community is so critical in the expression of our mission. So events like our Pie in the Sky, where we're selling pies for Thanksgiving, are absolutely critical for the continued existence of our organization and being able to continue to make a difference in the lives of the people that we serve.
And not just the Pie in the Sky event, but you also have another big event.
Yes, our signature event that we've been doing for about 25 years now, our Mama's Day event, which is a really wonderful culinary experience. If you haven't had it, you just need to go once, because we know that you'll come back every other year after. 55 to 60 of San Diego's best restaurants participate. Their chefs come and are present, and we create an environment where people have a really varied experience on different foods from different restaurants, and it's a really, really wonderful experience.
That sounds amazing. Now, David, we talked earlier about you donating 10% of your commissions to charities. Why did you choose Mama's Kitchen as one of the charities that you donate to?
Well, I think it's real obvious when you see all the work that's been done over the years, and I know I met Alberto, I'm going to say 4 years ago, when I had a little tour and met your chef, Anne, who I know was just so passionate, has been here for 20 years at this stage, and it's just one of those organizations I feel that's just so worthy of additional support and is so focused just in the San Diego community, which is important to me as well.
And I know that you are donating or matching a pie for people that go onto your website?
Yeah. So what I wanted to do, especially with the Pie in the Sky event that's coming up right now, is if they just go into my site, San Diego giving.com, we'll have a little link there, and anyone that orders a pie, I'm going to go ahead and add on another pie for them, and they can choose to have that available for themselves, or they can donate it to someone within the organization to utilize and enjoy over the holidays.
That's so fantastic. And after the Pie in the Sky event happens, we should also mention that if people want to donate their money, their time, they can also go on to mamaskitchen.org.
Yes, we are here serving people 12 months a year, 365 days a year. The support of the community is essential year-round, so yes, please.
It is a community organization.
Indeed.
Thank you so much for spending the time with us today.
Thank you.
Mama's Kitchen has over 800 volunteers and has served over 8 million meals, and they do so with help from the San Diego community. We hope we gave you some great insight and information into this fantastic organization today. I'm Jem Morris for the American Dream.